I do have places to stay, but it's just not permanent.
Stop.
Okay.
You don't have a lease. This is his house.
Absolutely.
You're living upstairs in his house, sharing his bathroom, sharing his kitchen, and you're not paying any rent.
She stands before the court claiming she is merely a guest who never technically lived there. But when the judge asks her to leave, she suddenly has nowhere else to go. Lara Shambarger thinks she found a clever loophole, tell the court she's not a tenant to avoid the responsibilities of renting while relying on her boyfriend's permission to stay indefinitely. It's a bold strategy against the landlord who just wants his home back. But she is about to talk herself into a legal corner that not even her constant interruptions can get her out of. As you watch this, ask yourself one question. Is this a woman down on her luck or a squatter manipulating the system? You be the judge.
Mr. Thomas has filed in pro per request to terminate the tenancy of Ms. Shambarger. Ms. Shambarger says, I'm not a tenant. I don't live there. I don't have occupancy with you. She says, I'm friends with Mr. Thomas's son, and he allows her to be there as a visitor. Ms. Shambarger has filed a number of documents and some other things. Then goes on to explain some things that have been happening. Mr. Thomas, I'm not sure that you're not trying to pound a square peg into a round hole. If you want to evict your son with her along with him, I think you're okay. To try to evict your son's guest who claims she is not a tenant, I'm not sure how that stands. So, Mr. Thomas, what's your position?
Well, after our last court meeting on the 21st, she come back on the 22nd and says she's visiting, but she never left again until this morning. And then she brings her dog in with her to boot. I know if I got to evict Mike, I'm going to do that, file that today. If this is what it's going to take for me to get this to happen, that's what I'll do.
All right. Ms. Shambarger, what's your position?
I had been visiting. I was actually gone a couple days because I actually had some business to take care of. I was visiting Mike. It's my boyfriend of 5 years. And I really didn't want to go over there, but he was like, no, the judge said you can come and visit. And this is on Friday. It's your last day. And I won't be coming back no matter what. And that was already determined. I brought the dog because my dog, our dog, it's our dog. He wanted to see our dog. So I took the dog because I don't feel like he's safe there. And like I said, my boyfriend, his son, the tenant, would like to see him. And I said, that's fine. Right now, because Mr. Thomas gave neither of us warning or any type of conversation or any type of just like, hey, this is what's going to happen, and gave us any time, I didn't have time to prepare. And so I'm just kind of stuck right now. I don't have any place to go. I'm going to make it work. Clearly, I'm grown. I'll figure it out. But it just kind of put a damper in everything that we were trying to do. So
who's we?
Me and his son. Like I've been working, but when my car got repoed by my husband, my ex-husband, it just kind of, I had to quit my job because I didn't have transportation to work, and I worked all the way in South Bend. So I've been getting money this whole time. We supported ourselves, and I never asked for anything from him. We stayed out of his way. There was never any discussion about anything. And I'm not even worried about that. He wanted me out. He issued that 30-day, quit. I was out 2 weeks later, 2 weeks before the 30 days was up. Was I going to come back after you told us that, we can still visit? Absolutely, I was going to. His son the other day said, I had plans to go someplace else. He said, no, Friday is the court date. Just, after that, you're done. I want to spend time with you. And I don't have a place for him to come to me. So I was like, okay, we don't go downstairs. We don't converse. We keep to ourselves. Well,
are you all in the same house?
Yes, but we dwelled upstairs. we never went downstairs unless we needed to use the bathroom or the kitchen. And lately we weren't even using the kitchen. We were just bringing our food upstairs. So it wasn't like the upstairs was really not a really common space because we never went into his space, you know? We just basically, it was just a shared bathroom and kitchen. So, you know, like I said, I never intruded, never anything like that. We kept to ourselves and whatnot. But from the last court hearing, it stressed me out so bad. I mean, I was dealing with a lot of other things outside of this, but this really put a damper. I mean, not having a place to go and, you know, and I'm in and out of friends' houses and everything else. And I'm like, good Lord, like who can do this? You know, I don't have family here. I'm not from here. So my resources are very thin. And, you know, so I told Mike this morning, his son, I said, well, I'm not going to be back. So you're going to have to get, you know, find all, you know, do whatever. And he's like, well, where am I supposed to see you? I was like, I have no idea. I don't have a car. So I don't know. And that's nor here or there or whatnot. But, he was just very, you know, he came, I'm hoping you got the evidence to put in or whatever. Okay.
Thanks for letting me speak. You haven't stopped to take a breath in about 11 minutes.
I just feel like I haven't been able to tell you the story. He's told your story, which is so simple because there was no story. The story changed. He told us, my boyfriend, his son has evidence that he's kicking us out because he's moving somebody in, which I don't care. But, you know, he didn't have to do it. He doesn't have to evict me. I was out. I have not lived there.
All right, let me stop. I don't believe you are out. You just said you have nowhere to stop. Don't interrupt me. I'll let you go for it. Stop.
No, I do have places to stay, but it's just not permanent.
Stop.
Okay. I do have places to be, just not places I'd like to be.
You don't have a lease. This is his house.
Absolutely.
You're living upstairs in his house, sharing his bathroom, sharing his kitchen, and you're not paying any rent. You've got a lot of turmoil in your own life. Your car got repossessed, and there are other issues. But he has no lawful obligation to provide a place for you to live.
Absolutely not.
He wants you to move.
And I did.
All right.
I did. I have a place to stay, but it's not permanent. That's maybe I should have reworded that. So, and it's just not a safe environment. That's all I'm saying.
So this is a peculiar way it's being done, but you're a tenant at his house.
No.
And
I have nothing there.
All right, very good.
That was out. That was weeks before the notice of quit. I mean, before the 30 days. So.
All right. Until.
And the only reason why I stayed the night was because my boyfriend wanted me to, and I fought that, but I was like, okay.
This is the same house. I misunderstood. I thought it was two different houses.
No.
So Mr. Thomas does not have to allow you to live in his house.
Absolutely.
So you have to get everything out and vacate by December 15th, or you can have the sheriff come and put your stuff out.
That's fine, but he would have me. So.
I'm not sure I got that.
He threw it all away. The rest of the stuff that I was told I can keep on my boyfriend's side until I could find a storage unit big enough, because my storage unit wasn't big enough, you know, to store there. Well, he threw it all away. I have pictures.
All right, and those are the pictures you sent me. Yes. I didn't order any sort of money damages. You can sue him in small claims court for up to $7,000 if you contend that he destroyed your property. I didn't make any finding regarding money damages, but he doesn't have to let you live in his house. If he threw your stuff away, you could sue him for the value of the property that he threw away. And you can do that here in small claims court.
Yes.
Up to $7,000, or you can sue him up for $25,000 in the regular division of the court.
I'm just, okay, that's fine. I know all that. And I'm not living there, and I don't wish to live there. He has bullied, and he didn't have to do it that way. That's all I'm saying, because there was no ill feeling on my part. There was never any malicious actions on my part or on anybody's part. And, I did what I was told. I did it in a hasty situation. And, and I was just visiting my boyfriend of 5
All
years.
right, well, as of this time, you can no longer visit your boyfriend at his
That's fine.
house.
I wasn't planning on it. And he can deal with him on another
All
end.
right, you've got till December 15th. Now, Mr. Thomas, I haven't made any sort of finding about you throwing all her stuff away. She submitted a number of photographs and documents regarding that. If that is a situation, we'll take care of it in a different hearing. This is not a good situation, but as I said, there's no lease. She's not paying any rent. It's your house. You're sharing the bathroom and the kitchen, and you don't have to let her live in your house. So I've granted your order. She's got to vacate by December 15th. And if you don't want her to come back in, you have the right to not let her come back in. Your boyfriend, his son, he's got to figure out which team he's on. But you've got till December 15th to get out, or he can have the sheriff put you out. And if you come back in, you'd be a trespasser. If you want to sue him for money damages, that's fine. We'll have a separate hearing.
Well, I'm
So
asking
good luck
for
to
the
you.
eviction.
All right, Mr. Thomas, if you go out to the counter and get a copy of that order, you can take one with you. Thank you.
So in the end, Lara's attempt to play word games with the court backfired. By insisting she wasn't a tenant, she gave the judge every reason to treat her like a trespasser. She has until December 15th to find a new place for herself and her dog. But this leaves us with a difficult question. Was the father too harsh for trying to evict his son's girlfriend during a financial crisis? And does the legal distinction between guest and tenant actually matter when a person has nowhere else to turn? Drop your thoughts below.